Hello my friends, Asoka the Geek here, and for this review, we're going to take a look at the Beast Kingdom 85th Anniversary of Batman movie collection. So first of all, huge thanks to Beast Kingdom for sending me these figures for review. And what we have here is a Batman figure representing each movie era of Batman. So as you see, we have Batman 89, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Trilogy, Justice League Batman, and The Batman. Obviously, we're missing Batman Returns, we're missing Batman v Superman, and The Dark Knight, but still, there's some sort of representation from each era of Batman. But look at the packaging, first of all. I just love the packaging on these figures. We'll start taking a look at them here. So you have this beautiful window box. There we go with the Batman 89 logo on it. There's Batman himself. There's me in the reflection. There is the side of the artwork. What I love about the packaging is there's a little, if you can read it there, it says only one will claim the night. I'm not sure if that was the tagline from the movie trailer for Batman. I do not remember that, but I definitely remember this from Batman Forever where it says, courage now, truth always, Batman forever. I remember that distinctly from the trailer for Batman Forever. Then you look at like Robert Patterson over here. His one just says, I am vengeance. Sorry, I'm trying to read it through the thing. So yeah, each of them has that on the side of the packaging. So really nice packaging if you are an inbox collector. And I just love the extra touch of those taglines on each one of them. But yeah, there we go. And just before we take them out of the packaging, so there's Batman 89, which they have already done a version of this, but this one apparently has a better head sculpt, which we will see. Then we got Batman Forever, but it is the sonar suit, which is apparently the most popular way to do this figure. McFarlane did the sonar suit, Hot Toys has done the sonar suit, and now Beast Kingdom would love a Panther suit. Please, someone make a Panther suit. For the sake of Pete. I mean, Mattel did a Panther suit, but the head on that was not great. But I would love to get a modern Panther suit from someone. Then we got George Clooney here, and I think this one might be the best looking one out of the bunch. I'm very excited to take a look at that. We also have Batman Begins, which has also been called a Panther suit in some ways, right? So with that neck, but that looks pretty cool. Then we have the Dark Knight Trilogy. And they have already given us a Dark Knight suit, so that's probably why they went with the Dark Knight Trilogy naming convention on this. And then we have Justice League. And from what I understand about this figure, the body is the same, but we have a new head sculpt. So there's that. And then, of course, Robert Patterson here at the very end, the latest and greatest Batman. So these are 1/9 scale figures, so like 8-inch size figures, or I guess 9-inch scale figures. Do they scale with McFarlane figures? Sometimes they kind of do. Sometimes they kind of don't, and I'll do some comparisons. I have a number of Beast Kingdom figures. I love this brand, but it's an interesting brand. It's like almost a very toyetic brand, if that makes any sense. They're not trying to be true one-to-one, accurate representations of a miniature version of something you see in the movies. It's not trying to be like a Hot Toys type figure, or even a Mayfix type figure. So it's kind of its own thing, which you will see as I go through this. Some people love this, some people don't. I personally love Beast Kingdom. I've bought a number of Beast Kingdom figures, and I'll throw those in the videos, in this video as we kind of go through each one of these. But yeah, that's totally up to you how you feel about them. But anyways, enough rambling. Let me start going through these figures. So this is going to be a long review. I'm going to go through each one of them, starting with 89 Batman. Alright, so there he is out of the packaging, Batman 89. He comes with multiple extra hands, his grapple gun, a batarang, really nicely done accessories here, ninja stars, but here's the figure itself. Now, I do have the original release of this figure somewhere. I couldn't find it in time for this video. As soon as I find it, I will do a follow-up video comparing the original version to this version. The original version came out like, I don't know, a year and a half ago, so it's not that old. But just from memory, my very sharp memory here, I do not recall the original version having this texture that you can kind of see on the figure, so I love that. That's definitely an improvement. Also, the head sculpt, I believe, is new as well. It looks much more like Michael Keaton than the first version. So yeah, I think overall this is definitely an upgrade and might be worth the double dip if you have the original. I think most of the rest of the figure is the same, the way the cape drapes and the figure itself. The body, I think it's just got a new texture to it than the new head sculpt. But I think it's a very sharp looking Michael Keaton Batman. Now again, as I mentioned at the top of the review, Beast Kingdom really isn't trying to go for direct likenesses in their figures. Some of them do look, I think, really much like the actor. Some of them don't. But for me, this is a fun 89 Michael Keaton figure. So, and then as far as articulation goes, a lot of articulation with these guys. You can see the articulation very clearly here. How it can move around. I like that the head does not move, as it shouldn't. But yeah, good range of motion here. So you can have the figure can move around there. I would have liked it if the emblem was attached to the rest of the cowl piece there, like in the movie, but that's a minor quibble. I do like this figure quite a bit. But let's see how he looks next to the 89 Joker that's already been released and the Batman Returns figures. All right, so there you go. On the left, we have Batman Returns Batman, and on the right, we have the Joker. And I love this Jack Nicholson Joker. I think it captures the Joker very nicely from the movie. It looks like Jack, in my opinion, and I just love this figure so much. He's got his hat here somewhere, too. There it is. Let's put his little hat on there. I love this figure so much. So there you go. There's the Joker next to Batman. I'm not going to talk about scale and how these should scale. I know Jack's a little bit taller than Michael Keaton, or a lot taller, but whatever. And then here's Batman Returns Batman, which again, I really dig this figure. And I think the likeness here is much better than the 89 version, even the new one. And this is definitely one worth hunting down. And both the returns, and I don't think the Joker is terribly expensive. I think it is sold out officially, but I think you can get it on eBay and whatnot for a fairly affordable price. I haven't looked lately, but there you go. So that's Batman Returns. So yeah, if you're going to go down the Beast Kingdom rabbit hole, you might have to pick up this Batman Returns and the Joker figure. These are always a little awkward to pose here and get kind of right. Okay, but just focusing back again on 89 Batman, I really like this figure. I love the texture on it. I like the head sculpt. It works for me. This definitely going to get displayed next to Jack on the shelf now. Like I said, I wish the emblem was one piece with the cowl, but other than that, I dig it. You know, I think it's a really fun 89 Michael Keaton figure. There he is, giving one of his fighting stances right there. All right, let's move on to Batman Forever, and let's take a look at the Sonar Suit Batman. All right, next up, Val Kilmer, Batman Forever. Comes with a bunch of extra hands. Comes with his fancy end-of-movie grapple gun, which he uses to save Robin and Dr. Chase Meridian. And then there's his little special Batarang as well. And then there's the figure itself. And yeah, again, really dig this. I know, I love everything, right? But I love the Batman movies, this era of Batman especially. Would have loved a Panther suit, but, you know, hey, this is what we got. As far as the suit goes, I would have liked it to be more that bluish kind of tint you see in the movie there. But I think this still works. You got the black cowl, more of a gray suit. This reminds me of the second Kilmer suit, or the second version of the Sonar suit McFarlane released, and the standalone Batman Forever Wave. But I love the belt there. The silver looks good. The likeness, it looks like Val Kilmer to me. He's got a pretty good likeness. He's kind of looking up a little bit. He's got the up eyes there, but I think overall, it's a good looking Batman figure. There's the articulation if you want to see that. And the cape flows better than the Keaton one, since it's not, kind of falling off the whole cowl piece there. This whole piece sticks together much better. And yeah, there he is. There is Val Kilmer from Batman Forever. And I will do a comparison at the end of the video, of course, with all the Batman standing next to each other and how they look next to McFarlane scale figures as well. All right, on to George Clooney. All right, next up, George Clooney. So as you can see, we got a bunch of extra hands. We have some movie accurate weaponry here as well. And then there is the figure itself. Mine has a little bit of a paint scuff on the cowl. A little Sharpie should clean that right up. But man, I really like this one the best so far. I don't know, it's just the jet black look to it. The suit is very Panther-esque, yet also Keaton-esque, and I like this sort of suit more than the armored suits, if I'm being honest. I like this more beastly look for Batman. I like the all black logo there. I think the Clooney head sculpt is there. His waist is a little thin. I remember him being a little bit more meatier, but still, I think I just love this all jet black look to him. And all of these do have wired capes. You haven't noticed in the other videos, and yeah, I think this works really nicely. There's the articulation there, as you can see. Not much movement there with the head, as it should be. They shouldn't be able to move their heads this era of Batman. But there we go. And let me just say, I just love all the love for the Schumacher and Byrne movies we've been getting over the years from McFarlane, Beast Kingdom with Hot Toys doing their movie figures. I just love that they're still making product for this era of Batman, because once again, I love this era. It was just fun, just goofy fun, But there you go. There is George Clooney. So now let's start to enter the modern age of Batman. Let's take a look at Batman Begins. All right, so here is Batman Begins. So you have a few extra sets of hands here. You have the grapple gun as well. Very nice gold and black grapple gun. You have a little sticky bomb and a couple of batarangs. And then here is the figure itself. And I was just remarking that George Clooney was my favorite of this wave. But I gotta say, I'm really digging this Batman Begins. And this is my least favorite Batsuit. Yet it might be my favorite Beast Kingdom Batman, perhaps? I don't know. I just really like the way this guy turned out. I love the way it looks with his cape just draped over like this. Very reminiscent of the movie, and I like the way that looks. Yeah, and I like the head sculpt. Looks really good. It looks like Christian Bale's Batman Begins suit, all that one piece. The recent McFarlane one, which I really loved as well, was not as accurate as I think as this one, as far as the suit goes. Specifically the head, the way the mask is all kind of that one piece. But yeah, I really like this one. And the other thing I really like is the batarang you see attached to the belt. I thought that was a nice touch as well. Yeah, I just really love the way this one turned out. I think this is going to be my Batman Begins display. I mean, I think I'm going to display all of them. I think they all look really nice together. But yeah, I really love the way this is going to look great next to like the tumbler. Just the way, the cape drapes over him and whatnot. And it's still a wired cape, so you can still make other poses with it as well. But yeah, there you go. I think it looks like a pretty cool Christian Bale Batman figure. The head, it's all one piece, doesn't move much though. Even though in the movie it does move more than this. Obviously that would have been hard to achieve in action figure form without having this be a separate piece, but I'm fine with the way this works here. So there you go. Alright, so there's your look at Batman Begins. Now let's take a look at his Dark Knight Trilogy suit. Alright, so here's the Dark Knight Trilogy suit. I think this is the Dark Knight suit. I know there's slight differences between the Dark Knight Rises and the Dark Knight suit. On the box it just says Dark Knight Trilogy, so I don't know. Then it does come with extra sets of hands, same accessories as the Batman Begins with the grapple gun, the sticky bomb, and the batarangs. It would have been nice if it came with like his little EMP pulse gun thing, and but what are you going to do? But here is the figure itself, and I gotta say, this is a marked improvement over the original, which is here on the left. As you can see, the head's a lot thinner, just looks a lot better. overall. And this one, the original, the cape just falls off. It never stayed on very well. So this is a much better looking figure overall. So nice to see that they made these changes here. And as you can see, even the armor is different, like the abs area there and whatnot. So yeah, this might be Dark Knight Rises. This might be the Dark Knight. Someone in the comments will, of course, correct me, but you can see the differences there. Yeah, this must be the Dark Knight Rises on the left. I don't know. Either way, the one on the right, the new version, I definitely like a lot more. Just that head sculpt alone is so much better, in my opinion, than this original one there. So here you go. The cape is nicely attached this time. It's not falling out like on the first version. Great range of motion with the head there as well. Then you see the rest of the figure, the way it moves. Yeah, this is really nice, actually. I really like the way that this turned out. Man, really nice figure. I love all of these Batman movies. I was saying how much I love the Schumacher, Tim Burton era, but I love the Bale era as well. And even such a different aesthetic, where it's much more realistic, military-style gear, but it works for that story. And I love it. And yeah, oh man, this Bale figure is great. Look at that. So nicely done. Alright. There's the rest of the suit. And yeah, I think it looks awesome. Man, this is such a fun, cool looking wave. Alright, on to the next era of Batman, the Batfleck era. Let's take a look at Ben Affleck as Batman. Alright, next up, Ben Affleck as Batman comes with a bunch of extra hands. Comes with this awesome grapple gun. And I love the wood handle on that. It comes with a rope as well, which is cool. And I kind of want to have him holding the rope and the grapple gun. That's going to be fun. And then there is the figure itself. So definite new body and head sculpt versus the original, which I do have here handy. And I really dig this. I was a little about this at first. I don't like how the bat symbol is poking out like that. But other than that, you know, as far as accuracy goes, you know, I got to really pull out the Batman suit and take a look at it. I like the cowl. I like the head sculpt. I think it looks like Ben Affleck. He's got a neck, which is cool, you know. And, yeah, I think I'm digging this. Not my favorite by far, but I think it's a pretty good Ben figure. Doesn't move much at the waist at all. Well, I guess it does move a little. There, it was a little tight. So there you go. As far as the poses you can make. Actually, yeah, I really like this actually. There you go, a little fuzzy there. Drop one of the hands. As far as how it compares to the original, there's the original. I kind of like the suit color a little bit better on the original, but everything else is much better on the new one. The original, like the belt moved all over the place. You can see like the balls and the shoulder and all that. The face sculpt definitely not as good as the new one. Yeah, I think the new one is definitely an improvement over this original one on the left. So, yeah, I like the cape a lot better too. So, there you go. Nice length on the cape also, so you can make some fun poses with him. Alright, on to the last figure. Let's take a look at the Batman. Let's take a look at Robert Patterson. Alright, so here is Robert Patterson as Batman. Comes with a bunch of extra hands. Comes with his grapple gun, but it's like in pieces, so I gotta figure out how to put that thing together. And then there is a batarang there, so there you go. But onto the figure. I love this figure. I love the details of the suit. The belt looks great. There's little handcuffs there. His baton in the back. His other grapple gun, I think, attached here. It's all one piece. That'll look great. I won't lose that accessory. I like the details on the wrists here. The emblem looks great. I like the head sculpt. The collar looks good. The head's a little awkward the way it like kind of pops out like that. It's not really, it should be a little bit more attached, but once you get it into place, let me try to see if it just snaps in better. No, it doesn't. So that's a little awkward. I'm not sure if that's on my one, but not too, well, it's a little noticeable how it kind of sticks out there. I'll have to fiddle with that and see if we can get it in a little bit better. It might just be the way that piece might be just a little bit loose there. Sorry to get that blurry. But yeah, I dig this. I love the way it looks. I love the cape. The cape looks good on it. You can make some fun Robert Patterson poses with this. The waist area, I wish this was a little bit less like straight. Even on the Hot Toys is a little straight, if you know what I mean. But that's a minor quibble there. I still think this looks pretty good. It's going to look great on the shelf next to the other Batman figures. Alright, so there you go. There's your look at Robert Patterson. Alright, let's see how they all look together. Alright, so there they all are together. Love the shot, love seeing all these together, and I love this wave. You know, there's ones I like more than others. I really love the Keaton, actually. I know it's not that accurate as far as the proportions goes, but I love the texture of the suit and the way the head sculpt came out. Batman Begins, surprised how much I love that. That might be my favorite Batman Begins figure, honestly. I think it flows really well. George Clooney looks amazing as well. I think my weakest one might be Affleck. I think just the colors are a little bit off on the suit. Just something about it's a little bit off as far as the suit goes. But yeah, I really love this wave. Now, again, I know these figures aren't for everyone. I know the joints are a little odd, and some of the proportions maybe are a little bit different than what you're used to. So that's totally up to you whether you're into this or not. I actually am a fan of Beast Kingdom, and I love what they do. I'm really excited for their new comic book Alex Ross figures coming out in next year, I believe. So that will be awesome. The other thing that I wish they had given us were stands with these figures. They used to give stands, but I think to keep the cost down on these, they didn't include stands. I think these are going for about $50 each. I will throw a link in the description below where you can purchase these right from Beast Kingdom Direct US. And I know I did promise a comparison with McFarlane figures, so I'm going to throw one in here. So there is Michael Keaton from McFarlane. Hopefully it doesn't knock them all over. So you can see this how different the scale is on these guys. So they are not going to scale with your McFarlane figures. Here's Chris O'Donnell as Robin as well, so you can kind of see how he looks next to Val. But yeah, these do not scale with McFarlane figures. Like the Wonder Woman figure that they've made, that scales pretty well with a McFarlane figure. But yeah, obviously the rest of these really do not. So just keep that in mind if you're considering buying these. Again, I just love how spoiled we are with Batman movie figures this past year. All the great work that McFarlane Toys has done with the movie figures and the vehicles. Now Beast Kingdom with this wave. Hope we get a few more. Would love a Panther suit, of course, from McFarlane and from Beast Kingdom. And yeah, I love what they're doing here. But anyways, thanks for watching this. I know this was a long video. I'm sorry I didn't spend too much time on each figure. It was a lot of figures to go through, but I will probably do some follow-up videos. As soon as I find the original Keaton Batman, I'll make a video for that. Then I'm also going to do a separate video with Ben Affleck and all the different suits that Beast Kingdom has made, like his Armored Batman, Nightmare Batman, Justice League Tactical Suit Batman. So I'll make a follow-up video on these, and you'll see more content on YouTube as well as Instagram, Asoka the Geek. But thanks so much for watching. Appreciate your time. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and have a great day.